Alright, today we're going to be covering my favorite tank there is in Overwatch 2 and even Overwatch in general, Winston. This hero has so much potential, and I've been telling you guys ever since the Overwatch League playoffs a few weeks ago, there is so much potential to be had and you can absolutely dominate the ranks, climb the ranks, and even make it to the Overwatch League tier level and just absolutely dominate every game you play. We're going to be spectating Danteh, who is not only a great DPS, which I've covered before on the channel on my Echo review, so definitely do check that one out. That was a great video. But he is also a phenomenal tank who understands the mechanics of specifically Winston and how you should play him. And I've talked about Winston a lot in the past, and how you guys said is basically just a left click you hold down and it doesn't require any aim, but there's a lot more to it. What makes Winston hard to play and requires a lot of skill from a great player is the movement and mechanics more than the aim. A Winston is not going to be able to provide a lot of value based on the damage output, although you can definitely provide a lot of damage there, especially when you have your ult up, which I'll talk about in a moment. But specifically, you want to focus on your movement and your mechanics, how you're diving into the backline, how you're shutting down those supports, those DPS, and then running back, right? Jumping back with your shift skill to your team and just moving back and forth, traversing the map, opening opportunities, closing the gap for your team, and making those plays available for your team. That is the true value that a Winston provides, right? So that's what you want to focus on. It's not necessarily the damage, because yes, once again, it's not a hit scan. You're not going to be aiming, so the aim is not really the hard part. It's just how you're controlling your mechanics, how you're moving, who you're diving, who you're focusing, and specifically who are you bubbling and which ults you're shutting down. So next we're going to be moving on to his ult. As I mentioned previously, Primal Rage is probably far the most hardest ult to master, just because as soon as you boop enemies off the payload or the objective, you have to be careful because you don't want to be too far from it, because you can C9. You want to jump back in, jump back out, and just push them out, and you can absolutely stall. So typically what I tell players to do is to hold on to their Primal Rage until their team is in need of a saving, right? You don't want to use it when your team is already pushing and is the aggressor in the team fight. You want to use it to stall or basically delay the payload, right? That's the best thing you can do, because a good Winston with Primal Rage that's booping all the great DPS away from the payload is able to stall for a significant amount of time. And that's something a lot of people underestimate, especially if they're not playing at the high level Grandmaster tiers. And last but not least, let's go over Winston bubble here. And a lot of people think it's a defensive thing where you put up and it protects you, which is the case, but you can also use it offensively. What I mean here is you see a Sojourner in the back line, or typically a Widow or even an Ashe, basically destroying your team. You jump on her, bubble her out, and believe it or not, I don't know if you guys paid attention to this, but that bubble will prevent that DPS from getting healed or protected by their team, and you can absolutely isolate them, right? So then their team would jump back in to help them, but you would shift back to your team, and you just generated so much momentum for your team to push forward, right? So certain plays like that is what makes a Winston absolutely phenomenal in a lot of compositions, is why I said there's so much potential there. So yeah, that's basically just a few quick tips I wanted to give you guys. Once again, if you guys enjoy these style videos, do me a favor, make sure you guys are subscribed, because you guys have been showing a lot of support on the videos lately, and it does go a long way. I have a lot planned for the channel in the future. As always, make sure you guys check out Danteh on Twitch. All the links will be in the description. Thank you guys once again, and enjoy the rest of the video.
Keep an eye out. My whole team didn't die to hollow. I'm so proud. I'm coming back soon. You need to kick, I think. Hop out, Jack. I think it's Lucio Kirko there. On the top.
I see an enemy.
On the top. Nice.
You've been discharged.
Yo.
There's an enemy.
Oh, we can push him. Yeah, he's the. Oh, we're just back.
There you go.
Barrier initiated.
Nice. Fire.
Put it out. Enemy detected.
Take out.
There's an enemy.
I got Lucio on the cross. Lucio half.
I got you.
Oh, Ashe is alone, man. We need to watch card though. Hold on. Wait, I'll turn card. 3, 2, 1. You can kill Reaper. Reaper. Nope. You have no right in. Reaper, no right. Let's push. Yeah, I'm gonna go on their Ashe. Or do we kill Ashe?
I'll cry. Not breathing.
That
He's like,
was keep an eye out.
I can push him with you. Hold on.
Over there.
Is he going top? Just top.
Enemy
Be careful with you.
detected.
I can try to bubble for you.
Barrier initiated. Athena says there's not much time left. Keep defending.
Kirka. Kirka not to be. And I'm back. Kirka under.
That was troll.
Barrier initiated.
I'm out
Watch
to
here. I see an enemy
We're going
here.
behind. Oh, there's already behind.
Put it out. Enemy detected.
Last fight.
Use caution. There's an enemy here.
Southern action.
Zarya.
Barrier. I see an enemy here. I see. Enemy detected.
It's almost like I'm
not beating him.
mercy.
No
I got
one
it.
can stop me.
Go up. Give me.
Quantifiable results.
Don't get hurt.
Breeze main right now.
I can go. Hold on, when the door's unlocked, I'll go. Okay.
I'll be aiming. I'm gonna do
I'll call.
this.
3, 2, 1, go.
August left side.
Southern one, Southern.
Everyone, I see an enemy here. Teamwork makes the dream work.
I'm Kurt, you can hear it.
Barrier initiated. Keep an eye out.
Nice. They have Widow now, careful.
They have Widow right side.
Sojourn's coming back.
Watching top, okay. I can mark
She's
Widow
main,
hard,
she's main,
okay?
she's
You
main.
guys just all around that hog. Okay?
Sniper.
I'm
Be
gonna
careful.
What
go
does mean?
3, 2, 1.
You're
Yeah,
seeing me.
just focus fine, very fine. Obviously.
Aw, man.
Touching down.
Pummeling there hard. I can't push him, it's scary.
That was unbecoming.
I'm with you. I'm back there. We can kill him soon.
so beat still.
Alright, let's go their top. 3, 2, 1. Oh.
There's an enemy here.
Alright, there we see. I'm going on Southern.
Touch. There's an enemy here.
I'm pushing. Southern actually won.
I see an enemy here.
Yeah, block. Alright, dodge check. Hog one. We can push. Finish up.
Enemy detected.
Southern on me. Nice. Just don't die.
I see an enemy here.
Oh. Up over there.
Barrier active.
Get you to big. I need back. You get
Enemy
TPs.
detected.